Welcome to this week's edition of MIAA 360. Broadcasting live inside of the MIAA Network studio, I'm Ben Ferris. In today's show, we get a chance to speak with the top two finishers of the 2018 MIAA Men's Golf Championship, Markus Lindgren and Yente Van Doren, both from the same team, the Lindenwood Lions, who were the 2018 MIAA Men's Golf Championship team. We also get a chance to speak with their head coach, Schaub, who's been the Lindenwood Lions head golf coach for the past 6 years. After that, we're going to preview the 2018 MIAA Baseball Tournament, and UCM's athletic director, Jerry Hughes, will tell us a little bit about the facilities.
Well, for the first, I heard it's a great program, and they've been successful for many years in a row now. So, that's kind of how I got there. Like, I got a good offer from coach, and that's it. To play collegiate golf has always been a dream. You can see a lot of players on the PGA Tour has come through that way. So, it was a dream come true to come over here and play collegiate golf.
Kind of for me as well. I was in a golf program back home, but never really as a team. So that was kind of new for me. But it was always a dream. Like, all my friends went down to the United States to go play college golf. So it kind of went that way that I wanted to do the same and take my chances to be as good as possible. Personally, for me, I was trying to be a player of the year because I was doing fairly well, so I'm happy that I achieved that. But also team-wise, it means a lot that we could win this, and that was a huge goal for me as well, to do the best as possible as a team and get those two trophies. So
as an individual, I had goals to be the freshman of the year and also get a collegiate win, which I now got. And then I think after last fall, we got together as a team and set up goal for ourselves, and I think that's one of the reasons why we have succeeded so good in the spring now. As an individual, I played solid tee to green the first 2 days, and then I would say I was okay around the greens and hit a lot of greens and tried to play as simple as possible.
For me personally, the first day wasn't as great. I shot 2 over par. Nothing kind of went my way, but in the second round I came back with a 6 under and everything fell, like putts started falling. So 2 different days, but same kind of golf, I would say. So they were aerated, but they were running fairly good for how they were. I would say the putting green was probably the fastest green on the course, but they were actually okay to play on. There was no balls that were bumping everywhere, so they did a pretty good job out there to keep them as good as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Today I got off to a okay start. I know first 9 is really tough, so I just try to hang in there and try to not make any high numbers. I just try to hang in there because I know on the back 9 there are a couple of good birdie opportunities. I grinded out well, and then I had a lot of putts that was lipping out and just rolling next to the hole, but I just didn't make that many putts. But finally on the 18 I made a huge putt, which ended up being pretty good.
Same for me.
Yes.
On the front 9, like Marcus said, it's really tough, and just trying to hang in there and play the best score you can. And I think everything around 2 over to a little bit lower than that was a great score on the front 9. I personally shot 1 under, so that was huge for me to come into the back 9 knowing that I was playing fairly good. Unfortunately, things didn't go my way on the back nine, and I started with bogey on 10 and bogey on 18 with a lip out. So unfortunately, I came in second place behind him, but I'm really happy for him that he could have won this tournament. So I think for me, the biggest thing was that yesterday I knew the weather was going to be bad and kind of put that in my mind already, that it's not going to be great outside and things are going to get wet, you're going to do bad shots. So mentally being prepared for it was a huge factor for that for me. And today I came on the course and I told coach, I set a goal yesterday and it wasn't as bad as I was expecting on the range. So I lowered my goal for today, which I did not achieve, I guess, but whatever. But other than that, just trying to keep rings dry on the whole course. It was keeping clubs dry, changing gloves from time to time. So it's very important in these circumstances.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, yesterday night we looked at the weather and we saw it was going to be bad. So, I mean, I knew it was going to be bad. So whenever I came up here this morning, I just tried to have fun today. I know it was going to be a lot of rain, and some people are not going to have as fun on the course as others. So I just try to have fun. I mean, we play golf, and that's what we love to do. So yeah, just try to have fun. I mean, it's huge, and there's a lot of good players in our conference, and yeah, to get that award is special. I mean, you've been practicing hard whole off season, and yeah, for 18 years, and I mean to get an award for something that you've been working for is very big.
Yeah, it's kind of the same what Markus said. You have been working for it basically your whole life to be recognized as Player of the Year, and knowing that you achieve something like that means, well, a lot to me personally. I knew I had a shot at this as well, but still have to play golf, put that ball in the hole, and I'm really happy how things went, especially in the last two tournaments that I've been playing. So.
No, I think it's something you set as a goal, but when you look around our conference with the competition we have, there's legitimately 5-6 teams that on any given day can beat each other. And I think it's been shown over the last few weeks in some tournaments with some other teams being atop the leaderboard. So I think in this conference it's a goal you set, obviously, but never anything that I don't think any team in the conference would expect to happen. Well, I think on the recruiting side, a big part of it is the best recruiters I have for the future are these guys sitting here. So I talk a lot to our alums, who a lot of them are from overseas. So constant communication there, and asking those guys about different people. The internet's a great tool from that aspect. That you can follow junior golf worldwide now.
Yeah, no, it's a huge accomplishment. I mean, for these guys work so hard all year, and to see them all get recognized and achieve their goals is tremendous. I think it helped every team here. I think all of us have played in bad weather for the last 2 months, pretty much. So we got some decent weather last week, in Oklahoma City, but had some pretty wild wind to go along with it. So it was really nice to play in enjoyable golf weather that, what most people would go out and play in for a change. So I think the boys enjoyed that, but we also know that this is, it's a tough group of guys here, and when the weather's bad, it seems to play into our favor. So as one, we saw the forecast, on one hand you're like, oh man, we're gonna go out there and freeze in the rain, but on the other hand, it was kind of exciting for us to see, because we knew it would be an advantage for us when we play into our hands. I think it's a very well designed golf course. There are numerous risk-reward holes out there that if you're behind, you can take some risk and try and make up some strokes. Two very different nines. The front nine is very tough, very tight. You have to hit some really good golf shots and place the golf ball in the right place. The back nine opens up a little bit, and you can kind of let the driver fly a little more there. So it I don't think it really benefits one style of player over another. It's a very, very good test of golf. Oh, it's tremendous. I mean, the competition, the parity we have in our conference now is second to none. Larry House and the staff does a great job of putting this on, organizing it, and making it just a great experience for the student athletes. I think is the most important thing there. But the guys, I think, thrive off the competition, and great group of players, not just my guys, but across the conference. Our guys have so many friends from other teams that they talk to on a regular basis, and really look forward to playing with different guys from within the conference week in and week out. We'll get back to town tomorrow, probably take a day off, and then we'll be back in the weight room and just preparing as we would for any other tournament. I think that's the one thing we've learned. Last couple of tournaments we've been really close and couldn't close it out, so today was a huge step for us for confidence going forward. But we'll stay with our normal routine and prepare for it the same as we would the second tournament of the season or the last tournament of the season.
We'll be right back after a short break where we'll preview this year's MIAA Baseball Championship Tournament.
It's on us, all of us, to make sexual assault unacceptable.
Here are a few tips that can help. Talk to your friends honestly and openly about sexual assault.
Don't be a bystander. If you see something, intervene in any way you can.
Be direct. Ask someone who looks like they may need help if they're okay.
It's on us! Hasty Awards has been proud to be the official award supplier to the MIAA for 7 years, and we're happy to supply you and your organization with all your award needs. Whether you're ordering for your individual youth sports team or placing a custom medal order, we have you covered. As always, you have our lowest price guarantee, highest quality awards, exceptional service, and our hasty turnaround. We are ready to serve you for your next event, no matter how large or small. Hasty Awards is the #1 source for all your award and recognition needs.
Welcome back to MIAA 360. Now let's give it to UCM's Athletic Director, Jerry Hughes, to tell us a little bit about the Central Missouri Baseball Facility.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome all MIAA fans to the site of the 2018 MIAA Baseball Tournament to be held at Crane Stadium, Tompkins Field in Warrensburg, Missouri on the campus of University of Central Missouri. We're looking forward to an outstanding baseball tournament, hosting the fans and outstanding teams of the MIAA. Central Missouri has a long history of hosting numerous MIAA conference tournaments and NCAA regional tournaments. We know the fans will enjoy their experience at Crane Stadium, Tompkins Field, and look forward to May 2018.
Now we're going to preview this year's MIAA Baseball Tournament, which will be held at James R. Crane Stadium in Warrensburg, Missouri, May 10th through the 13th. Let's start with the teams who have clinched a spot in this year's tournament. First, the Northwest Missouri Bearcats, the Central Missouri Mules, the Central Oklahoma Broncos, the Pittsburgh State Gorillas, and the Nebraska Kearney Lopers. That leaves 3 open spots for this year's tournament. If the tournament were starting today, the next 3 would be the Emporia State Hornets, the Missouri Western Griffins, and the Northeastern State Riverhawks. But with 3 games left to play in the MIAA regular season, the Lindenwood Lions are right on the bubble. If they could win out against Emporia State this weekend, they very well could find themselves in this year's tournament. As last year's MIAA champions, the Lions will fight tooth and nail to make it to this year's tournament. This year's tournament starts Thursday, May 10th with 4 games that day. Game 1 held at 9 a.m. with the 3 seed against the 6 seed. Game 2 will be held at 12:30 p.m. with the 2 seed versus the 7 seed. Game 3 is at 4 p.m. with the 1 seed against the 8 seed. Finally, Game 4 that day will be held at 7:30 p.m. with the 4 seed against the 5th seed. On Friday, Game 5 will be held at 9 a.m. with the loser of Game 1 versus the loser of Game 2. This is an elimination game. Game 6 will be held at 12:30 p.m. with the loser of Game 3 versus the loser of Game 4. This also is an elimination game. Game 7 will be held at 4 p.m. with the winner of Game 1 versus the winner of Game 2. And the last game of Friday will be held at 7:30 p.m. with the winner of Game 3 versus the winner of Game 4. On Saturday, some teams could be playing a doubleheader. Game 9, held at 9 a.m., will be the loser of Game 7 versus the winner of Game 5. Game 11 will be held at 12:30 p.m. with the winner of Game 8 versus the winner of Game 9, which was held just before. Game 10 is held at 4 p.m. with the loser of Game 8 versus the winner of Game 6. The late game on Saturday will be held at 7:30 p.m. with the winner of Game 7 playing the winner of Game 10, which was held just before. Championship Sunday, May 13th, has the possibility of having 2 if necessary games before the championship game. If games 13 and 14 are not necessary, the championship game will begin at 12:30 p.m. If game 13 is not necessary, but game 14 is played, the championship will be held at 4 p.m. And if game 14 is not necessary, but game 13 is, the championship will be held at 12:30 p.m. All games will be streamed live on the MIAA Network. And next week, the official seeding for the tournament will be released. Well, that's our show for this week. From everybody here at the MIAA Network, thanks for watching. I'm Ben Ferris, and until next week, bring your A game.